This week, Chloe smells of sheep uteruses. I fully lose my cool and nearly deck someone, and we throw Timo in at the deep end. So let's strap down, let's strap in, and let's do this.
This is just another trucking podcast.
You know, we were just talking about prisons.
This is recorded.
The last time I went to prison. The last time
you went to prison. The last time
Wait, what?
you went to prison.
There's been a few times I've been into a prison, right?
I feel like this needs to go further.
The last time I went into a prison with the truck, I like the ro-ro bin wouldn't fit under the you know, you have to go in one gate and then through another gate, and it's like security, isn't it? And my ro-ro wouldn't fit, so they were like, oh, the last guy just we got them to take the bin off, and then you just drag it through like a trailer sort of thing, and you just had about enough room. The bin I bought them though had the
so you have to drag the bin in behind you.
It's on wheels.
So you sat there and all you can hear is this.
Right, no, it's on wheels, so
it's
it
the
rolls.
squeak in the wheels. It's horrible.
But honestly, this needed oil. It needed greasing these wheels. It was all right. I've glitched for a minute, but I'm still talking. All right, just look at the funny face.
It's all right. It's fine.
Right, and I had to drive in, and it was all fine. You know, we got in and everything, and then we got through the door, and it's not like straight away where you have to put it. It's like a good, 5 minutes around the corner if you were driving at normal speed. But obviously you've got to follow the guy that's walking, haven't you? That's walking at like snail pace, and then you're driving along with this squeaky fucking bin behind you, making the loudest noise you could imagine. And all these inmates and that, they're obviously getting out and they're doing their like little bit of gardening and stuff, and they'll just look at you like as you just casually driving past with the squeakiest fucking thing ever. Yeah, that was
women drivers, honestly.
Does
she
know
she's not picked it up?
I swear they were like, does she know what she's fucking doing? Like, why is she dragging this thing?
I'm sure you question it yourself on days.
I had to do it in a scrapyard the other day. I had to chuck this bin on a weighbridge because it was too small for the lorry. And then I thought, I've got to back it the other side of the yard and then put the bin back on the weighbridge afterwards to get the weight. So I'll just push it across.
Yeah, I've done that
before.
Was
the loudest squeaking bin I think we have. It was horrible.
And everyone looked like
something's going
wrong.
Making people jump.
Oh no! Wait,
you've got to be a dick.
There was a massive hole in the middle of the yard I didn't know about. And it
right,
you discovered it now.
Yeah, you know about it now.
Or created it, not sure. Right, come on, let's do this.
Yeah. Let's start the show. Hello, this is Just Another Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Tom, and I'm joined, as always, ? Well, I'm joined, as always, by Chloe. Hello, Chloe.
Always.
How are you doing?
Hello. All right. Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Leftover rum.
You scan your cup.
Scania cup with a Volvo behind you.
It is a Scania cup, yeah. So, sorry, I was just sorting the dinosaurs behind me.
Wait, why is it leftover rum?
The rum is gone.
The rum is gone. Why is the rum gone? The rum.
Do you think how many pubs are sick of that whenever someone says something about rum? I bet you every pub in the UK is sick of it.
The barman tonight must have been sick of me.
I went in the
Let's
fridge.
introduce Timo. Let's just introduce before we talk about rum.
About the fucking rum.
Well, I don't care about you.
Come on, the rum talk.
We have Timo. Hello, Timo.
Yeah.
Hello.
You are our guest host tonight. David's not here. Ness is not here. Nessa is
she's
working.
Found me.
And
she's
David,
working.
Where's David?
David has family commitments. I don't know. He's on holiday somewhere, I think.
We didn't
ask
right.
him.
He's actually told us this in chat several times. California, he says. He's in
California.
California.
Thank you, David.
Honestly,
you did
David,
say that earlier.
He's in chat. He's in California. That neither narrows it down nor tells us the reason. Right.
Oh, it's really
in-laws.
There you go.
See,
right.
family affair. There you go. I was right. So we've got Timo, who was he was at the top of the list to have on. Absolutely.
He was at the bottom of the list.
He might be at the bottom.
It'd be fine.
But he's on,
we'll
it's
figure
fine.
it out as we go along. Also, just before we start as well, I also want to say massive thanks to our Patreons.
One's
wait, do
here,
we have
by the way.
So Timo's actually a Patreon. We've got him on as a guest host. Just,
Thanks, Timo.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it.
Do I get this
Do
month
I
for
have-
free then?
You do not, mate. You have to pay double for this.
No.
This is just because this is a perk, maybe? Question mark.
This is a perk. Yeah.
Wow.
If anyone
Right,
else
okay,
wants
so-
to be a guest, you're more than welcome. There you go.
First up, our mega supporters. Huge thanks to all of our Patreons, but especially our mega supporters. We have.
yes.
By the way, I got in the last time I read these out, I didn't do the full names, and I got in trouble. David was not happy with me about that. So I will read full names out. Hopefully, I'll get them all correct. We have Charlie Miller, who I believe is our new
Brand
mega
new,
supporter.
yeah.
Yeah, brand new.
Today, was it not?
Hello.
Yeah.
I believe also as well in the chat. And if you do want to
Yeah.
be in the chat and you want to chat to us as before in the pre-show and as stuff's going on, go on
see,
Patreon and you can.
Charlie Miller's just happy
join
with
us.
Miller. See, he's happy.
Yeah.
There you go.
We've got Chris Rag. We've got Ginger Mother Trucker. We've got Joe Rodwell. Mihal is how it's pronounced, if I remember correctly, and that other guy, Timo.
Excuse me, I have a first name.
Sir.
You can buck right off. We also have Arthur
Thank you, David.
Job, got Daniel Smee, Gavin Williams, Justin Reaney, Neil Rees. Oh my God, Stephen Patterson,
It
Trucker
is a
Marty,
big list now.
Work Love Play, otherwise known as Jojo, and Charlie. Oh my God, Conahan, is that Charlie Conahan? If I'm mispronounced any of these, I profusely apologise. And we've also got Colin.
This is what they pay for.
Yeah, that's it.
Bad.
Wow,
I
pronunciation.
that was genuinely stressful. I was actually panicking a little bit about because I was thinking, what if there's one I really can't? I don't know. It's all good.
I'm going to change my name next week to someone that you really cannot pronounce.
Yeah. Also, David.
Check
Don't talk in chat, otherwise we can't see the chat around.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, please.
I've got a weird glitch going on with the chat, and
we've had
it's only
glitches
David.
This evening. Yeah. For some reason, David's come in like, and he's broken it. He's somehow broken it. Don't know how. Yeah.
We can't see what everyone else says. It might
yeah.
sort itself out. We'll be all right.
It probably won't do. And also, well, if you also want to support us in other ways, you can go to summerslap.com, get yourself a t-shirt. I don't know why I'm looking at my t-shirt. This Rick and Morty, this one. So, in fact, I just to really break, I'm actually wearing full pajamas. Look, check it.
Good call.
Pajama bottoms.
Oh,
Zero
what
fucks
full on
tonight.
Rick and Morty ones? That's cute. I've got a.
It wasn't until the whole Justin Rowland thing, and yeah, maybe not quite as cute anymore, but
I've just got
Yeah,
a
what have you
Stranger
got?
Things t-shirt.
oh my God, I can't wait. It's been delayed, Strange Things.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah, it's because of the writer's strike.
No, the waiter's striking out.
Yeah.
Because of the what
it's-
strike? Writer's strike.
Did you not know about
How have
this?
I not heard about this? No. What, they gone on strike?
Yeah, this has been
Have they
massive news.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Jesus Christ, right. Clearly news is something that you don't keep up with, which
There's so
leads
much
me quite
horrible
nicely.
news at the
We have a
moment.
kind of we're doing a bit of a news. We're going to do a bit of a news segment at the beginning of this. It's all like truck
Are
related
we?
as well. Sorry, David.
Is this
yeah.
not Nessa's segment? Are we just going to do it without her?
Yeah, sort of.
No?
Fine.
Okay.
Trial it.
Yeah, we're testing it out. We're testing the waters. By the way, we have got some. We've got some changes that me and David have been talking about, so we might be testing a few new things out
Ooh.
in the future, and so we're going to be seeing how it's all going. And yeah, it'll be interesting.
Okay.
It'll be interesting. Right. Okay. So, first one, which is one that actually Nessa brought to us.
Yep. Oh, this one. Yes, this is a big one.
This is
what she
quite
said?
crazy. So just
See, I've
very
heard
quickly
this one.
Just to kind of let people know, Timo is a bin chicken.
He is a full-on
That's
bin
right.
chicken.
Yeah. He's a.
I'm not a
he's
full-time bin chicken, though.
So,
Occasionally,
but you
he's a
don't-
big skip rat.
but let's
Yeah,
be honest, you
I
don't
love that.
sleep out in your bin lorry. And that's what this is about.
No.
This is about truck drivers in laybys that are kipping out overnight. Now, I was vaguely aware of this law, but trying to find out what the actual. Does it actually say on here what the fine was?
I can't remember. That was so long ago.
So basically, driver was parked up in a lay-by, didn't have his lights on overnight, and he's got pulled up in front of. Was it the traffic commissioner? Or was it just the judge that he's got pulled up? But basically, he's been pulled into court about this, and he's actually been done for not having lights on his truck.
Park lights, wasn't it? Parking lights.
So
now
you're meant to flatten your battery overnight.
Well, this is the point.
Well, there you go.
This is exactly my point, because surely it's going to flatten your battery. I mean, we've all. I say we've all. I've left lights on overnight, and I've had no battery.
Oh
the next
it does
day.
not work. I think he put in the actual article that his complaint was it shouldn't be a law anymore because, like you say, we've now got new vehicles since this was made a law, and we've now got all these reflective lights and all sorts, haven't we? Reflective strips. Why do we need the light on? Technically, why do we need a park light on?
It is a good point. I mean, the amount of reflective tape and stuff like that, and it's not just it's not even just the fact that it has that they've got stuff like reflective tape on it, but they are so good. Even just the tiniest amount of light, you can see it when when there's like a cyclist and they've got one of their admittedly flashing lights. By the way, do you know them flashing lights on the bikes? They're illegal.
They blind you.
Yeah.
Yes.
They should not have it on the flashing mode. It's not. You're not allowed to have
the
flashing
amount
lights
of
on.
brightness as well. You're not allowed a certain amount of. If you get a Halfords and buy some, it says for road use.
And they are really bright, and they are blinding. Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
Bright, yeah.
But just on reflective tape, you've seen the front of my truck. I've got yellow stripes and red stripes up the sides of my windscreen. That's all reflective.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that, but it's also as well like the actual lights themselves on the rear. Yeah. They've got reflective markers in there and stuff like that.
The number plates are reflective.
Yeah. There's,
You know,
there are some laws that definitely need reviewing, isn't there?
I can't think of it now. There's a weird law with down there. I think it's something like you can't overtake a horse and cart on a dual carriageway.
I wouldn't like to take a horse on a cart on a dual carriageway.
I can't remember the exact law, but it's a law that dates back when.
Yeah, but there's also laws that say you can shoot a Scotsman with a bow and arrow in York. I mean, there are some laws which you shouldn't really like. I don't know. I kind of get, you know, at the end of the day, yes, it is the law, but there is some amount of common sense that needs to be like. I don't know. It's one of those. Basically, this goes. So it's the Road Traffic Act 1988. So it goes to show, like, it's an old law that's been created, and trucks in 1988 were very, very different to what they are today. Like,
oh god,
yeah.
And
health and safety as well was like out the window at that point. It's like ridiculous. Well, exactly.
It was common sense then. In fact, I believe common sense was replaced about 1980s. Was it? Common sense got replaced with health and safety.
Did it? And now common sense has gone out the window.
Tell you what, I went to a site this week and I got out of my cab and as this guy over the tannoy goes, "You need your gloves on." I'm like, but
what a sight!
It's ridiculous.
No. So I was like, held up my paperwork. I'm bringing paperwork. Yeah, you need to put your gloves on.
What, you can get
bring your paperwork? Paper
so
cut.
To bring the paperwork over, I had to have gloves on. I had to have glasses on. I had to have like literally every single piece of PPE.
To be honest, there is some sites like that where one of the Roro lads, the other ones, they went down to Plymouth, down to their like big marine place, and they went in such a security bit that they weren't physically allowed to walk or be outside the cab. Like if they had to get out of the cab to go to the office, bearing in mind it was like from one side of the room to the other, like from one side of the road to the other, they had to get in the escort vehicle, and the vehicle then escort them to the other side of the road to then clock in. because they physically weren't allowed out. And now that is extreme. Pair of gloves, we can do that.
I mean, there's some quarries that we go to where you're not allowed out, but it's only in the actual, like, there's a place we pick up salt, and if you break down, you just put your hazards on, and you've got to hold your thing on the horn until someone comes along. That's
fine if you've got a nice sounding horn, isn't it?
Rather than a little gay bin chicken
I'll be honest with you. If
I have got a little gay bin chicken one. It's a
you know when you've got those little crappy ones and you turn up and you're like, if I press the horn and then it's like, and someone's looking around like, what was that?
Do you know what? I had it this morning. I pulled onto a site and there was I think it was a DAF XF with air horns on it. And as I pulled in, I knew the driver. I'd seen him around before.
Yeah.
And he gave it 2 hoots on the horn. And I'd parked up, got out. And the guy went, one of the yard guys said to me, "Oh, was that you tooting your horn?" I went, "Really? You think my horn sounds like that? Do you want me to go say it?"
Totally, yeah, totally.
I'll ask you, Chloe. You'll get this one here. When you're driving along and you accidentally press the second horn.
Yeah.
And you're like, who's fucking tipping? And then you suddenly realise, it's me. I've pressed the fucking horn again.
Because if you pull up to traffic lights and you just lean over or something, they're so easy to
put
press.
Put your elbow on it,
and you'll sit there and you just beep, and you're like,
Volvo guys will know this. Fucking Volvos.
Or someone looks at you. You know when you get the dirty stare, like, why are you beeping? And you just say, like, hands up, like, oh shit. I'm sorry, it wasn't me.
So, I have a big horn, so it was me.
That's what she said. Question mark.
Oh, we get on that one again, are we?
Here we go. But yeah, that was my first news topic. What do you guys reckon to it? It's bollocks. I don't think it should be pulled in for that.
I think
it's just gone mad.
Yeah. It's one of those anal things that I don't think should be a rule anymore. Let's face it, because like you say, your electric's going to run out, and then you're stuck there, and then you're not going to have park lights anyway. So why should it be a fucking
if they're going to make everybody park up overnight with park lights, all I can think is these roadside boys are going to make a fortune.
So Nessa was saying when she was talking about this topic, she says she has seen some people that had a magnetic light that flashed on the back of the.
From Halfords?
The thing is, it's. Like
extra bright.
Not for road use. So, it's in a lay-by, mate. It's not road, is it? So yeah.
That's even worse when it's in a lay-by, isn't it? Eh?
Oh God! By the way,
fucking lay-bys.
For them people who are watching like on YouTube later and stuff like that, I'm going to make a comment. Have you seen the chat? I can't actually repeat anything that's been going on in there, but have you seen the chat?
I've just looked at something.
We will leave that one to the Patreons and only for the Patreons.
If you want to be a Patreon and get exclusive chat,
if you want to find out the sort of things they talk about in there. Why?
I mean, I'm not even causing it this week.
Next,
I think it's your influence,
news topic.
Yes.
Next news topic. Download Festival. Holy fucking shit!
I have heard about that.
This was a shit show. We do a lot of work around Colville, Leicester, Mansfield, stuff like that, and I got stuck out in it. Because of it, rather than getting back on the 9 hours I should have got back on, I got back to my house because that was the closest place to get to. I was on 10 hours, 15 minutes driving.
Did you go over again? Did you do naughty?
But the thing is, the amount of traffic on the M1, and so it was the M1, the A50, the 38, it just fucked everything. So there was reports of flights being delayed. There was reports of people turning up late to their, because there's an airport. They're basically on there's like a junction between the M1 and the A50. There's an airport just there, and there was a story. I don't know if it's in this one here. People turned up late to their flight because of all of this, and the people at the ticket office turned around and said, yeah, that's okay. The pilot's also late as well. So, oh wow. got some serious echo there for a second. That was really
Yeah,
weird.
that was something, wasn't it?
I
No,
am
it
the
was,
voice of
it was
God.
me.
It's
I'm
not
trying to be clever and join the chat.
What are you doing? It's not like I felt like I was the voice of the Mistrons for a second there.
I know. I was trying to be clever because we have issues. I thought I'll be good, right? And then I just ruin it by noise.
So you thought you'd be good. So you decided rather than concentrating on,
I was totally
the
concentrating.
podcast, you thought,
What were you talking
I'll
about?
chill out on my phone for a while. Should we? Me and Timo we'll chat between us. Should we? Do you want 5 minutes? You can go and play on your fucking phone. Go on TikTok for.
All right, I'm
Sorry,
back, all right.
sorry.
Just fucking calm down. What were you talking
I'm
about?
going to end up with a
Repeat.
similar thing on Monday. I'm in Southampton all day Monday. And
Yeah.
we've
Oh, the
got
Download Festival,
the Isle
yeah,
of Wight
yeah.
Festival. They'll be kicking back out Monday. So it's going to be chaos at the Port of Southampton.
This was like from Thursday, and Friday. The traffic just went absolutely just went knackered, absolutely knackered.
Yeah.
And it was everywhere, and it was something to do with they weren't. I don't think they were letting people in fast enough. They weren't kind of, and there wasn't enough kind of like basically there was something organisationally went wrong. Either way,
Hey, doesn't this sound familiar?
highways. Fucking hell, right. But either highways
Different
England
structure.
are going to be getting involved and are actually going to be investigating this.
Really? Was that bad?
Yeah.
Was it the mud again? Like what we had down this way?
No, I don't know what the actual issue was. They're going to
I
investigate.
think it was just
and,
sheer weight of traffic. It was just. I think it's just the amount of people that were
it was
going.
real bad.
The thing is, I've noticed a lot of traffic now, and I think a lot of it is due to the fact that you think when we had COVID and that, or before COVID, we had a lot of people going on holiday. So there was like thousands of people in other countries at any one time and not over here. All right, yeah, we have holiday makers that come over here. But now everyone is doing stuff locally or around the area. We are getting much more an influx of traffic just because of the sheer amount of it.
Like,
That's what I believe. No? Makes sense?
I think they need to kind of rethink like a lot of the. There needs to be like kind of like they need to plan things a lot kind of. I think things looked too locally, like, and they're kind of looking like, oh, how's it going to affect this one junction, this happening? But they don't kind of look at the entire grid, the entire network, and say, is this going to have knock-on effects in this place and in this place? You can see it around Manchester, where they've got junctions. And the junctions affect other junctions. And so there's a kind of knock-on effect. And so you get these massive tailbacks every single time because they've not looked at the whole infrastructure of it. And they're going to have to, and I know they are doing that, and they're definitely getting better at it, but these failings do keep happening, and they need to, because it affects everyone. I mean, like it's stuff like the amount of fuel that I had to use to get to where I was going, and that's one truck. So you think about how many thousands of trucks are going along there, and how many thousands of trucks using it. You got to think how much extra fuel that's using, and they're talking about trying to kind of get greener, and they're talking about trying to kind of like, oh, let's get more electric vehicles on the road. This is great. Right, that's all great down the line, but how about we don't waste however many thousands of litres of fuel because people want to go to a fucking festival, you wankers.
Have you ever been to Download?
That got really... No, I haven't, no.
It did get
very...
very...
If you went to Download, I'm not...
It's meant to be very good.
Incredible.
I've never been to a festival,
I went once,
but if I went one,
again.
that would be it. You never again?
No.
See, if I went to one, that would be the one I'd go to.
There's too many of them.
There's too many of them, and I was... just
truck shows all the way. Next year I'm camping. Everyone let you know that we're camping next year. Truck show.
Maybe don't let people know that. That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Why not?
You'll have guests in there and stuff.
You'll have what?
Maybe guests.
What?
People join you in the tent. People coming in and going, "Hello, how are you doing?"
No, they don't.
I don't know.
What? Truck shows?
I don't know.
We'll
I'm
padlock
sorry.
the two ends of the zips.
What truck show have you been to?
Oh no, sorry,
Devon.
I went
What
bugging.
did you-
Sorry, guys.
For fuck's sake!
Well, they both begin
Don't
with
get them
D.
too
It's easily confused.
And we actually have one more piece of news I want to cover as well.
Okay,
which
go on,
is
go on.
Tufnells.
Yes, this
They
is what
have
I've heard
gone
about.
Fully belly up. Holy shit, they've gone belly up.
Right.
But it's not just the fact that they went belly up. They were, even though they'd gone into administration, they were still hiring people.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
still
yeah.
advertising, and they were still working up until Friday, wasn't it? They all got
even
called
when
home on
we were talking
Friday.
about running this story, there was still job adverts up hiring people.
Yeah.
And there's like one story here on BBC News, and he says, "I was hired on Wednesday and made redundant on Monday."
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I know. I think I read that one as well. It's just crazy, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'm still on
Crackers.
Facebook a couple of new driver groups that I joined just
Yeah.
to try and,
Yeah.
And I was reading stuff on, they went bust on the Thursday night, didn't they, or the Friday? I can't remember. But I was reading.
It was Thursday night, wasn't it, or the Friday? No, Friday lunchtime. They all got phoned
yeah.
to come back in.
But I was reading on like the Thursday, a guy going, "Oh yeah, I've just been accepted for Tufnells. I'm really excited and all that." I think we've gone in on the Friday or whatever. Oh, you
Yeah,
ain't got a job, mate.
that would be
screwed.
devastating, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Can you
it-
imagine
it
being
would be.
so excited about having a job,
Oh, bless. Poor
So
buggers.
hard to get.
especially
Colin,
like a
in
new
the
driver or
chats.
something?
Yeah.
Colin in the
Yes.
chat's just said, Tufnell let all the drivers go, then called them back in again. Is that
Really?
where have you heard this from, Colin? Because that's interesting.
That-
Like, it
Does he
really
mean
goes to show.
they let him go out for their deliveries?
Well, they all had to
go
come back in on
out.
Monday for a meeting, didn't they? From what I understand.
God, imagine that weekend.
Yeah.
Oh
they
right,
all had
is
to
he
turn up for a
saying
meeting.
that? Right, he's saying that they on the roads they were called back in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Shit,
Yeah.
they were out
Yeah.
doing
Yeah, it's just
deliveries and they got called back in.
I think Friday they were out working, weren't they, doing their jobs, and they got called back
No.
in. Yeah.
That's
There
savage,
was
that.
we went one of the other drivers at my place went up to North Devon today, and he was on the phone to me, and he goes, "Oh my god, there's a Tufnells like trailer just in a lay-by here." So they'd obviously started doing a swap, put a trailer, as you do, don't you?
Well,
Swap
yeah.
trailers.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking random trailer just sat there now for days and weeks or months, whatever
Yeah,
it's going to
God.
be, because they
Because
can't pick it up,
there's-
can they? How are you going to get that?
I bet they're
did
not
that-
tracked either, are they?
They could be anywhere. If you think about it, if people
Yeah.
were out working, they just got called back. The amount of it's a big company. The amount of
Listen,
trailer
listen,
swaps
guys,
you do,
I'm
they
just
must have them
saying,
everywhere.
That's
How are you
probably
gonna
got
keep count of
parcels in
that?
it.
Everyone, North Devon,
We'll
go.
look for a
sorry,
Tufnell
sorry.
trailer.
We'll talk after this. Yeah.
Has
Yeah,
anyone got
no.
a unit we can
This is
borrow?
our merchandise. We'll sell it off.
What,
The
just
reality
another
is, if
fucking
it's been left on a
podcast on a
lay-by,
plate.
we'll do a
package
quiz.
delivery, there's
Hang on,
no way that's got anything.
We'll
in the
do a
back of it
quiz, and you guys will get prizes. Don't question where they're
the
from.
mystery prize.
Yeah, but
They
Yeah,
end up
say
with
wheel
all them
bearings.
Hermes
Well
parcels,
done.
won't
is that what they
Have you-
deliver?
they? Have you seen with these undelivered Hermes
Yeah.
parcels? They end up at car boots,
Yes,
Do they?
I have seen it. Oh, it's
Yeah.
bad. It's real bad.
and they sell them for
the-
like £2 lucky dip, don't they?
Yeah,
Wow,
what
I'm
they say
going.
that they weren't able to deliver it. It didn't have correct details on it, and like there was, I can't remember what his name is. Joe Lycett.
Well, they just give up.
He
Yeah,
went and bought
yeah.
a load of the parcels, and found like most of them had exactly.
Yeah.
Like I got some shoes, and I looked at it, and I got this text message saying your parcel will be delivered by Hermes, and the first thing, Every is now, isn't it? But
Yeah,
your
it's Every
parcel will
now,
be delivered
yeah.
by Every, and the first
Yeah,
thing I thought
Every.
was, well, that's not fucking coming.
Yeah, do you know what? I had a parcel the other
came.
day.
And I was
Yeah.
genuinely surprised by it.
Yeah, I had one the other day
Yeah.
from Every because I've got a paddleboard now, haven't I? That I mentioned. So I bought Logan a life jacket to go with it, and the paddleboard came like next day through Amazon, and I ordered the other one through Amazon as well, but it came up going, "Oh, this is going to be delivered by Every," and I was like, "Oh no, why
It's
would
gone.
you do that
It's
to me?"
gone. Yeah.
So the paddleboard turned up, and then the Every parcel went, "Oh, out for delivery." So I was like, "Sweet, no worries." Nothing happened, and then all of a sudden it turned up it came up saying your parcel is now being redirected to Rugby up north somewhere. I was
Yeah, because
like,
that's close to you, isn't it?
I'm sorry. So when I went
Please
up to
collect
Rugby,
it from Rugby.
yeah, and then I was like, right, okay. So I was like, right, give it a few days. And then it said, oh, it's got an unexpected delay. So I was like, right, okay. And then it finally, about 4 days later, it went, oh, out for delivery. Have a parcel. And then it confirmed it delivered, but it didn't deliver. It delivered something else instead. I had like a little Top Trumps dinosaur thing that I ordered for Logan. I was like, well, that's not my fucking life jacket, is it? And I had all this hoo-ha about it. I'm glitching like fudge. Ignore that. And I had all this hoo-ha about it, and I have no idea what happened, but finally it turned up. And I was just like, it's just shit. It's awful.
Sunday it actually arrived. And Chloe, for those people who are watching it on YouTube, she is doing, or for those people who are listening, not on YouTube, she's doing her best Max Headroom impression.
I was proper glitching.
You were really, yeah.
I was full on glitch,
But there, Tufnell's gone, and Download Festival's fucked, and lorry drivers getting done for not on
Sorry. Trucker Colin has just put approximately 200 employees are taking legal action over the redundancies at Tufnell's.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't know how far they'll get with that.
Well,
I don't know what they can
they're
do.
gone, aren't they? They're done, so it's...
They won't get anything until it's all figured out, is it? Is that right?
Even then, they might not get anything still.
Yeah,
shit,
they're not.
What a position to be in. I'm so sorry, guys, if you're one of those.
And the thing is, so a company like Tufnell's, you kind of... the thing is, there are certain jobs that you go to and you kind of feel like, oh, this is a safe bet. You go to some jobs you'll go to and it'll be higher, you'll get higher pay, but you'll be aware that something could go wrong, something like that. But a lot of people will go to a company like Tufnell's or like Travis Perkins or something like that.
Yeah,
and they'll go there
big.
for the
you
security.
Think you're sound.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect this to happen. And especially for these new drivers that are like genuinely excited out for the first thing, and it's just.
Yeah. Well, especially as they were still advertising jobs. Can you imagine if you're a new driver and you're like, yes, really excited? That would be a right downer. I'd be so disappointed.
I think I did apply for a Tufnell's job. I think it was one of the dozens I applied for.
You think you did? Well, recently.
Yeah,
but then
I
you decided to be a bin
so
chicken.
many. Yeah, that kind of fell into my lap.
Apply for so many, and the one you went for is bin chicken. Yeah,
sorry, I've got someone I can now take the piss out of. I'm not the lowest one here, all right?
Yeah, well, technically, I'm like lower than everyone. I'm a bin chicken. I'm a large skip rat. I'm a small skip rat. I'm a curtain sider. What do you call curtain siders?
How did you actually get into how did you get into the trucking side?
What, like get my license?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get to know Timo. Come on, Timo.
So
that's a good call.
I was that kid that played with Eddie Stobart.
Oh, right. Well, anyways, that was Timo. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It gets worse. It gets so much worse.
As long as you don't have like a train set in the back of the house, something that'll be fine.
It's in the top. Where I come off a bike years ago, and I made my dad take me up to Crick to a Stobart spot. I was that
really,
kid. Yeah. There's a picture of me next to like the first Volvo they had.
Really.
Anyway, by the by, but I always wanted my lorry license. I've repaired lorries and all that kind of stuff, and I was going to do it when we remortgaged, but we couldn't get the money. And then my wife was listening to the radio and found out about this HGV boot camp.
Yeah.
So I got on that. Admittedly, it took about 9 months, I think. And I got my class 2 paid for by the government, or you lovely taxpayers. I thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And yeah, I've just ended up here. I passed that November last year.
Yeah.
And then it took me, nearly 3 months to get a job. 4 months, maybe even.
Is that still going at the HGV boot camp? Yeah.
Yes.
As far as I know, yes.
That is still going?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
good.
Yeah. Was it?
How was
the process?
What's the boot camp thing? Is that where you get a job through the end of it? Is that one where you go to a person and then they put you through it?
I think it depends what agency you go through. I went through Manpower, and they said to me, "We'll help you at the end, try and find a job,
Yeah.
but you don't have to take one we give you, as long as you end up
Yeah.
in the industry
Yeah.
after
Right,
X
okay.
amount of time." But basically, once I passed my test and got all my taco card and everything like that, they basically went, "Right, you're done. See you later."
Wow.
so they didn't
How
even
much did
help
that
you, they
cost you
just
out of
like-
interest?
I mean,
No,
don't get me wrong,
no,
you had a
sorry.
license. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honest, I didn't pay for a single thing. Didn't pay for my taco card. Didn't pay for
Really?
the CPC. I wasn't
That's
allowed to.
pretty
If I paid for any of it, they'd get funny.
Really?
So
Wow, that is quite good.
yeah. So yeah,
See,
I got
so
a full
I did
class two.
I did the government scheme, but through my work they did it, and I got
Yeah.
basically my boss turned around and said, "Right, so you can either pay for it yourself and borrowed money off your dad, which you can't afford." I was like, "Yeah, I can't afford that one. This is why I'm coming to you."
Damned expensive.
Or we can pay for it ourselves, but then you're signed on for life. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm fine. Or I can go through this new
The
government
contract
scheme.
was you're signed on for life.
Yeah, I'm signed up for life.
I don't. I feel like that. I'm not a lawyer. I don't think that's legal. I'm pretty sure that's
the other
slavery. He's
option-
suggesting there.
The
I
other
mean, realistically,
option was...
is she ever going to leave?
No, never. The other option was do the apprenticeship scheme, which meant that I got my class 2, which I wanted, my rigid, and then I got my class 1 like as an extra bonus part of this scheme. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do my class 1, but it's like not going to cost me anything, and I may as well just do it. And now,
Yeah.
fucking Rezo, I've got it. But yeah, sorry, that was me just going on. But yeah, I'm an EMS for life, by the way. I'm a EMS lifer.
Hashtag EMS.
I mean, you say that, but it doesn't sound like there's a choice in the matter. So
I'm not allowed to leave. We've discussed this before. I'm not going anywhere.
You're the furniture in
are you safe, Chloe?
I'm
Blink,
safe.
blink twice if you need rescuing.
You said this last time. I'm safe.
But
It's fine.
I would have done my class 1. The only reason I went for my class 2 was because they didn't
Yeah.
have room on the class 1 for like 6 months.
Oh, that sucks, doesn't it?
And as Tom,
so
you'll
then
know,
you decided
I'm
to be a bin
impatient.
chicken. So after
Yeah.
all that, what's it like being a bin chicken? Let's be honest.
It's easy life.
It's all right, isn't it? I think it's meant to be
It's
cushy
easy.
from what I hear.
Thing is, I don't do bins. I do dry recycling.
Right.
So I haven't got to deal with the smell
Yeah.
No.
unless I'm in a rental.
Yeah.
It's
That's all right, isn't it?
Well, the
I mean,
rentals aren't,
Romos and Skips can be just as bad. We can get some minging ones.
yeah, again, all of our
gross.
stuff's dry. You know,
Yeah.
it's mainly it's
nothing wrong
cardboard.
with it.
It's
it was the glass. I used to do recycling. It was the glass. I always thought that it smelled really gross. I think 'cause it had the beer and stuff like that on it.
That's
The glass always smelled.
bad.
It wasn't nice.
I do get the smell with I do plastics on a Tuesday, soft plastics, a pallet wrap, and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
And if I pick up from a place that they supply all the cruise ships with alcohol, and quite often with that you tip that and it just reeks of booze, where the stuff's broken on pallets and they've unwrapped it and wedged it in a bin that's been in there for 30 degrees for 2 days.
Right, so come on. If you're a new driver, what would you recommend as the perfect job for starting out? So anyone that's applied for Tufnells and unfortunately you've not got a job, and you're a new driver, what would you go for? I would honestly say skip lorry.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
bins, recycling.
I was going for a tipper job, an 8-wheel tipper job.
Well, yeah.
That's what I
What?
was going to do, yeah.
Word.
I wanted 8-wheel tipper or Ro-Ro. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
But this
They are
job
beastly.
came up on Facebook, and it's a 7-minute commute from my front door.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
the one,
good.
isn't it?
That is bonus.
It's amazing hours. I work 6:30 in the morning until 4. I'm not allowed to work
Yeah.
any later.
That is pretty good.
Well, I say I'm not allowed to work any later. I can, but they lock you
That's
off the road.
the other thing about like skips and bins and stuff like that is your hours for a truck driver. It's very family.
Go on,
Is-
use your words. You can do this.
If you've got
I thought I
a
was one that was
family
drinking tonight.
or a social life or that sort of thing, it's very much a good 9 to 5 effective job, but with slightly different. But do you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
home every night, you're
Yeah.
comfy every night. Whereas if you're out
Yeah.
on tippers, you're long hours, potentially living in the truck as well, or out and about. That's a lot of hours.
Obviously, I'm a tipper driver through and through. I love my. I love
you?
cleaning tippers.
Would never have guessed.
Yeah, I know. I would say, if honestly, if you're going to start off, one of the best jobs that you can do is, agreeing with Colin, high abs. High abs are a great
that does look
first
good.
job. It will get you
grab
used
lorries
to,
as well. That looks good.
With stuff like high abs, it'll get you used to having to kind of, it'll put you in these positions where you get sent to someone's house and you have to get this thing in. You have to kind of get used to the position of the truck, and it skips. I'd say skips is very, very similar, where you kind of get thrown into these positions and you've got to kind of work out how you're going to get it in and how you're going to get it positioned right, and it'll get you very used to the width of the... Well done. Yeah.
I bit my tongue on that one.
Go on, move on.
It does. I think probably skips are probably the same as well, where you do have to kind of get used to the size of the vehicle, and I found, because I did Travis Perkins, because I started off there, whereas the last video I did on YouTube, we went up to this place in Elsewater, and that was my old stomping grounds. That's where I learned to drive for Travis Perkins.
Yeah,
and I love them roads. I love driving them roads. So it was a pleasure to take Class 1 up there, and kind of like, it was a lot of fun. But after that, we were talking with some other drivers for another company, and it just happened to mention about this Elsewater road, and they were saying that all of them have refused to go up there. Point blank, have refused to go up there. They will not take the trucks up there because they don't like going along them roads. And it was because I got used to it with Travis Perkins, with kind of going down them small roads that you have no right to go down. And again, I think probably bins actually, probably the same thing, where realistically, the fact is, these are places that you have to go to. You don't really have any choice in it. But they kind of, I don't think... It's not about being a good driver or bad driver. It's just about losing the anxiety of hitting stuff. That's the big thing.
Oh, God, yeah.
Once
the amount of times I folded my mirrors
in. It's all good.
You get numb to it.
As a new driver,
I
had a week's training, actually 4 days training with the old driver of the bin lorry.
Yeah.
And it was how to operate the lorry. All that kind of thing, where the bins are, how to work it all, and But the first day I drove it, I got sent up a farm track. Like, I had a 30-minute drive.
Welcome to the deep end, lad.
And in a way, if you are a new driver, you're better off being thrown in the deep end.
Yeah,
because now nothing phases me. The other
trouble is, if you get baby too much, like we've seen it with new drivers, if you end up too much training, sometimes it's hard to get that balance, because some people adapt differently. But if you get too much and you've constantly got someone there to baby you and look out for you, you're not going to learn, because you're just constantly asking questions.
This is what I found with the Ro-Ro. So if I was back early, I was out in the Ro-Ro with the driver, basically learning how to work the machine, and we've got to work compactors.
Yeah,
each one is different. You know, how you put it
I
in
love those
pin,
things.
how you do this, how you do that, netting it up, and because we carry, when you go to McDonald's, a lot of stuff we collect is the trimmings from the cups when they make them.
Okay.
Because a lot of them are made in Gosport. And you're picking up a Ro-Ro container that's got about 5-6 ton in it of all these trimmings.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it right, it will all just rush out the back and make the truck unstable, and a nightmare.
It's so much to learn, isn't there?
Wait, so you're saying, like, you can actually, even with like cardboard and stuff, you can feel if it's shifted wrong.
Oh yeah,
on the truck.
Yeah. Because don't forget, you're higher as well in the Ro-Ro. You're like, your tipper stuff is low, isn't it? You're quite low. The Ro-Ros are set higher so much.
If you take a roundabout with a box on the back with like 5 ton of whatever in the back, you feel that thing rolling.
Oh yeah,
Really?
it's like a boat. It's horrible.
I will chuck my bin lorry round it quick, and I'll drive a Rolo and forget, and then I'm going, oh shit.
Yeah.
I better slow down a bit.
Yeah. And they do go as well.
I beat cars through roundabouts in my tipper.
Yeah, that's because you're a madman.
I'll outbrake them.
Literally.
I mean, fully hard on the pit. We should say this.
Allegedly.
So,
yeah,
Tom,
sure.
if you... Oh, go on, Timo. Were you finishing? Sorry. Go on.
I was just going to say, I've had a baptism of fire learning 4 trucks.
Yeah.
In 4 months.
That is full on. It's good,
Yeah.
though, from the sound of it. All I was going to say is, Tom, is what would you do if you weren't going to be a tipper wanker anymore?
Bin chicken.
Bin chicken.
It's an easy
Would you go back anywhere?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, just lining you up, you dickhead.
I know. We're leaving that to another point. I'll talk about that later.
That'll be a nice surprise later. Keep listening.
I won't hold your breath.
We'll forget. We're so bad.
For a week.
Well, hold your breath until you go blue.
Chocomarty reckons in the comments that flatbeds are brilliant most of the time.
Yeah.
I'm guessing for learners. That'd be a quite fun one.
Honestly,
it's only when it comes
lorries.
to sheeting. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't like to sheet those. Yeah, go on.
Skip lorries. Driving that thing, our little skip lorry. You've seen it.
Yeah.
It's
fun.
It's a dream. It's like a go-kart.
Yeah.
In comparison to the 26-tonner I normally drive.
It still feels like a big truck, but it's Diddy. Or it can be smaller. But you still feel mean and beastie, and you can't do any damage to these things. Like, let's face it, these skip beds
you might
are like
feel
solid.
Mean and beastie, but you're not. You're not though, are you really?
Hey, my skip lorry's got massive air horns on it. I feel beastie.
Really?
That's quite cool.
And it's a Manuel.
Is it?
A Manuel?
Yeah.
Manuel?
Because I keep forgetting to change gear when I'm driving it. Because I'm so used to driving it away.
Is it?
It's only a 6-speed. It's only a Baba.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not too bad.
It's a cute little thing. It's a little ginger
It's a
ninja.
cutie. He's so cute.
We had what would it been? It'd been so it'd been 12-speed. Will it been the one that's Travis we had? And it was a 3/3 with split.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that would have been 12. Yeah.
And it never wanted to go into where it would stay. So you'd flick it down into lower range, and it would stay in high range. You'd have to flick it back up again and back down again. Bastard fucking thing. I don't know why. It was fine going up into high range. Didn't want to go into low range. Like on a regular basis. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass.
I'd have skip lorries the same. Or just coming down the gears, it's horrible.
Just doesn't like it.
I normally skip 2 or 3 and then just think,
Trucker Colin, anyone ever driven an ERF Eaton Splitters? No.
Yes.
Ban him now. Ban him. Oh my god.
I drove one in a mate's yard, all of about 200 meters, and I just couldn't do it.
There's some people that if you've not used an Eaton twin splitter, you're not a proper driver.
So
I've driven some weird stuff, and I just couldn't.
Sorry, Colin, by the way.
There was my old Merc had the knockover box, the 4x4, and when you first learn that, it is awful, and the knockover's so hard that your arm for the first 3 months is like fucking hurts. You end up with this like one giant muscular arm at the end of it, a bit like Stewie Griffin when he's had a Stewie Griffin that's been constantly wanking all the time. Or no, it's Quagmire, isn't it, when he comes out?
Why would a baby be doing that?
I was literally like that. I had like one full-on arm after trying to use this gearbox.
Did you just confuse Quagmire with Stewie?
I did.
Oh my god!
I know there's an episode where Stewie gets full-on muscular, isn't there? And that's where I was getting confused.
Yeah, maybe let's not talk about like babies. Like, yeah, we're
let's gloss over that and move on.
Yeah, let's gloss over that one nice and quickly, I reckon.
Thank you. We'll move on.
Oh my god.
Do we have a Judge Chloe section?
Oh, what section?
A Judge Chloe thing.
We might have one. Yes. Would you like one?
I'd love one, please. Yeah, but I think obviously David's not here, so Timo will have to stand in for David. I think it's been specified that I'm on defence for this. Am I?
It has been requested. Yes.
Oh, hang on.
Yes.
I've lost sound.
Oh, Timo's ruined it already.
There we go. I'm back.
Timo.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm back.
So what was
We
going to
don't
pretend
need
that didn't
Timo's.
happen?
Yeah, it's fine.
We are plagued with technical
Never happened.
issues.
So we have
Sorry, we're
Am I
go on.
Arsehole segment.
Am I asshole
Yes.
segment? Go on.
Yes, for Judge Chloe. Is that what we're calling it? I
Yes.
don't know yet.
Judge Chloe, yeah.
We'll
Judge
have a
Chloe's got
theme
a really
tune
good
at some
ring to
point.
it.
Right, so we haven't got the lovely Nessa here, but she has pre-recorded it for me because obviously I
Oh, she
butchered.
really?
I
Holy
bu-
shit, we're organised.
I butchered
Oh, no,
last
Nessa's
week's reading.
organised.
I'm not going to lie. So she has kindly done it for me, and I think we're going to do that every single time because I failed.
Thank you, Nessa. We love you.
Thank you. Plus, we still get her voice, so it's lovely. Right. And I'll put it to the front of the microphone. Are you ready for your first arsehole and only arsehole? Actually, I haven't got another one. Potential arsehole.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
as ready as I can be.
Okay, you ready? I have not listened to this one actually yet. She said don't listen to it until we play, so I'm dreading this.
So
Right.
before you do that,
Yes.
who's prosecution?
Your
You are-
prosecution, I'm defence on this.
Cool.
Yeah?
Be a dick.
Be a total
will.
dick.
I'll channel my inner
It
Tom.
comes naturally to you.
Think like David.
Thanks, mate.
Are you ready?
Go on.
Yeah.
I was parking in a designated abnormal load bay at Wetherby Services, which is away from the main part of the overnight parking, and there's a standard-sized lorry parked in there. So I came alongside the lorry and spoke to the driver, asking him to vacate the area as he was parking in the service area. He refused. During this time, another abnormal load came in behind and took up the space behind, so I'm forced to remain where I was, blocking the driver in. Roll on 6 a.m. and he's asking me to move as I'm blocking him in. I smiled and said, I'm on break and I can't move off until 9:30 a.m. This is when the abnormal load restriction is lifted. The most questionable part of this is that I rang his company and had apologized for delaying their driver, and I explained what had happened the night before. Am I the arsehole?
Ooh. I quite like this. And this is from Arthur. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can dig this. I can dig this.
I thought it was quite a good one. I thought it was great.
From context. Timo, do you want to go first or should I go first?
You.
Right. Okay.
It's warming
I feel
up.
like-
Oh.
We've already got people
I
in the
feel like-
chat decided. I think we're going to know where it potentially goes, but let's do this. Come on. I want to see Timo squirm and try and be an
We've
arsehole.
literally dropped you in the deep end with this, haven't we, lads?
Oh,
Literally.
I hate you sometimes. I hate you.
You love me. Let's get it done.
Oh,
No,
in the
but
chat it does
prosecution
say
doesn't go first.
prosecution.
Someone
Nah.
say
Normally goes
prosecution
first.
goes Actually,
That is true. Yeah.
yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Crack on.
Yeah.
Timo.
That
Is there a
true.
thing with
Do your
prosecution
worst.
being drunk?
Yeah. Come on. You can do it
I'm
on the
pretty sure
spot.
most
On the
lawyers
fly.
are.
Do.
So-
Oh, good.
This is Arthur, isn't it? He's a Patreon.
I believe
Intake
he-
Is
driver.
he intake driver?
He's intake driver,
Yes,
yeah.
he is,
Patreon,
yeah.
or is he-
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Either way, I'm really sorry. But you are totally the arsehole for disturbing that driver when he was on his break.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where we started.
Wait,
yeah.
is that full
He's
argument?
out. Case rested.
And you should have found somewhere else to park. You shouldn't have blocked anything. God,
Was
you-
it?
you
Did he actually
stick-
have a? Do you have a? Was he just? Was he actually? Did he have some? I guess. Oh no, because he said that there was a restriction, so he must
There was
have
a
actually been
restriction, so
carrying
he would have
something,
had
was
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
he was carrying, so he would have had to stop in a designated station, fuel,
Yeah.
whatever you call it. And obviously, there was designated parking for the wide loads.
Oh my God. There is
It's
no
actually not-
argument for this.
Come on,
'cause
Timo, you've got to make one.
I'll be honest with you, you've got a really difficult
This
one
is
to start
nearly
off
as
with.
bad as tipper drivers parking in coach bays.
Ooh,
Um,
he's going
A
after
coach
you.
bay?
Oh, well, I'm plumbing for him.
All right, well, think of Tom and how
coach
you can
bay?
lay into Tom. All right, and Arthur can be Tom and go for it.
I don't hate Arthur. You shouldn't have disturbed the driver when he was on his rest period. You should have just let him be, put up with the parking that you've got. You've obviously managed to park somewhere that is not blocking the services. The other abnormal load driver managed to park behind this other driver. So why couldn't you go there?
Okay. That's a valid point.
That one.
Yeah.
Or you could have just spun around and gone in the lorry park with all the other lorries. If you can't get on the ab bay, then tough tits.
I mean, it depends how big the abnormal load is, but I've seen some of his shorts, and he carries some big ass machinery.
I take it he drives for intake transport.
I don't know, possibly.
Being an intake driver, I've seen the stuff they carry.
I would assume
I've seen his videos, but I've never acknowledged what it says. I just look at it and go, "Oh my god, that's amazingly." I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I would. I'll be honest with you. I would love to do wide loads.
It does look amazing. It looks so cool.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, it
Intake lorries are all lush.
Are they?
If you ever see them. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
wait, is this still
not
prosecution
this
stuff?
is not your case, is it?
You're an arsehole. You shouldn't have parked like that. You shouldn't have disturbed that poor driver. He was on his break. He's had a hard day, and you arrive thinking you're the alpha male with your long load, thinking, "Oh, I've got a bigger one than you, so I need to be in a special bay."
No. Yeah.
Timo, should I throw you a bone here? And I'll say this to everyone because not a lot of people know this.
Okay.
Do you know if you move the truck, and so if you're on brake, and so if you count down from 20 seconds, so 19, 18, 17, so put it basically back it up, or go forwards. Just I always do 20 seconds, and then
put it back on brake.
Get ready with your finger. The second it switches over to other work, bang it back onto brake.
Yeah.
And if you can flick into your next screen, you'll see it, and it'll just pause for a second, and then it'll come on, and it'll say that you're still on brake. So it means that you can
you'd have
move
woken
it
that
around.
poor driver up.
You shouldn't, but yeah.
You'd have told him to do that, whilst Mr. DVSA sat the other side of the truck lot there, looking at it, and you'll be sat there downloading his taco, going, "Oh, you've just broken your brake up. You're not a tipper driver." Did it actually say what truck it was?
I know. I don't think it is. Just as a smaller vehicle. Obviously, he had a very large vehicle, so it was a smaller vehicle.
Well, you're an arsehole for disturbing that poor
we won't
driver.
talk about brake hopping across a yard either.
Oh, about what?
Brake hopping.
Brake hopping. Oh, I've done that before.
And I'm not saying I've ever done this before, but I have heard other people do this, where you can use that same tactic. You can sometimes.
No, I'm not going to say it. I've heard of a driver that managed to wait for the weighbridge and keep moving up, get onto the weighbridge, get off the weighbridge, tip their bin, somehow get to the other side of the yard, all on brake. It wasn't me, might I add.
Allegedly.
Call on that one there. Right. Anyways,
I am so sorry, Arthur. Don't hate me.
I feel like you've not gone that hard at him.
No, you've not. You've not. You've just gone. You've wet yourself and gone. You're just an arsehole. I don't know why.
See, I was expecting at the end of this him to go on, and I just laughed at the driver and called him a wanker, and I'd be like, "Yeah, fair enough. You've got something there." But
no,
if he'd have done that, I'd have changed my prosecution.
Yeah, in all fairness, he's saved his ass there because he's rung up and he's done the nice thing, and he's done a lot more than a lot of other drivers would have done.
So yeah, simple reality is if this guy, it does say, has signs on it saying abnormal loads only.
Yeah.
That's just simple fact.
But I mean, Tom, come on. Let's face it. Some people misread things. Okay, it's a known fact that we misread things.
It's
coaches and tipper wankers. It's a hard concept. There, it's very similar.
Who's to say the writing saying abnormal loads was complete and not missing?
So Daniel in the chat has just put a French. There's a French word. I don't really. I've seen it before. It says coach bays. So it's coaches only.
I was genuinely looking for a comment then, going, where are you looking?
I understand. I understand coach in French is tipper.
Oh.
Is it? Ah, that makes
Apparently,
sense.
yes.
Allegedly.
Yes, that makes sense. Licorice.
In my country, it means tippers.
We read what we want to read. You know how the game works.
I'm surprised you don't go
we've
around
all
Tom
seen
with
Tipper
spray
Drive.
paint, get all like little stickers and put tipper wankers only on every coach bay. Just put a sticker up.
Yeah.
Oh bless.
Talk
Right,
about-
okay. So Timo, that was okay, well done. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
Can I do my
Course we
comment
go.
of do
Yes,
my fence now?
I was
is that
getting
okay?
there. I was getting there. Please.
Well, I was already starting
proceed.
it.
Proceed.
I'd already started, and you cut me
How
off.
do you know? All right. Well, proceed. All right.
That's all good.
Go. Come on. I want to hear your case.
The case is very simple.
Uh-huh.
It's probably this is the most clear cut case that we've had come through here yet, I would say. The fact is, they have massive signs saying abnormal loads only. They are separate from everything else. You have to expect. You can't, in a day, if you're in a small truck, you can't expect to go into these bays. That's not fair, that.
Okay.
Like these are for the larger vehicles, especially at Weatherby services. Now, some people know Weatherby services, some people won't. It is an absolute bastard to get into. Even in a tipper, some of the spots can be a bit of a bugger to get into. I personally,
In your small tippers.
if I can, I will avoid Weatherby services. The amount of accidents I've seen there is it's routine to see things hit in there. Routine. I was sat in there one day, and there was 3 accidents in 45 minutes that I watched.
Well, it will
Wow.
tip a truck.
Like only small bumps and scrapes, stuff like that. But the fact is, were
Were you the arsehole in the corner
guess.
recording it all?
Probably, yeah, no, I won't do that. Especially a lot of the time, I'll get out and say, "Do you want help?" and stuff like that. But the reality is, you cannot get an abnormal load in there.
Okay.
That's just a fact. They have to go into
have
the
their own bit,
abnormal
yeah.
base. You need to know this. And the reality is, if you're going to get blocked in by an abnormal load, that's on you at that point there. All you can do is you can sit there and you can think what an absolute wanker you are. That's it. You have to contemplate your life choices. Yeah,
I mean, I want to
simple as
know how
that.
the phone call to the office went, really, from the driver in the space to the office, as to why he was late, because the
Your
other guy had
driver.
already rung him up.
I would like to be a fly on the wall there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Your
Why don't I
driver.
do housekeeping? I've done housekeeping
Because
already.
Nessa's joined, and you've not mentioned the website for jumpers, t-shirts, things like that. Oh no, we did because we.
I did that.
Yeah, we did.
They did.
Yeah, we did.
I will say they did it all perfectly at the beginning.
I think she just wants to come in and
Bloody
shout.
producer.
She just wants to come in
Yeah,
and
I mean,
shout.
I'm just being told off for no reason at all. Seems
There's always a
unfair,
reason.
Really.
Okay.
Basically,
So, is that your case rested?
closed. Yeah, of course it is. It's
Yeah.
This is the most clear-cut case that we've had in period.
Oh, clear cut. Love it. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah. No objections required.
I've
Okay.
got an objection actually.
Oh, okay.
The
Do
defence
it.
themselves also park in bays where they shouldn't be parked. So who are they to comment?
Yeah, bin chickens.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I think it's pretty evident. I mean, in the chat before we even started, he is not the arsehole. Come on, let's face it. You are not the arsehole. And you went out of your way to be a nice arsehole as well if you were slightly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You phoned his company.
So, wait. So he is or
That
isn't an
backfired
arsehole.
on me, alright? I said
Thank
that
you,
wrong.
Nessa.
Me here.
Even if you were, you went out your way to make sure you weren't. So you're safe. You are not an arsehole at all. The other guy
Even
sounds
if
like
you
one.
were, you went out of your way to make sure you weren't.
Tom, the judge has called the shots, all right? That's
Oh, I'm
how we're
fully
going.
aware I won. The second I heard the story, I was like, "Oh well, this is mine. I've got this in the bag."
Yeah, I'll get stitched up on this one, don't I?
Okay, that's it.
I've got
The
one for you
case is
guys.
struck.
An arsehole.
Yes.
I've got a slightly more complicated arsehole situation.
Is this your
Okay.
one?
This is
I'm
mine.
sorry. Is this
I
yours?
am
Are you going to be
prosecuting this.
defending yourself here? Yeah, go on.
I am all over this.
Can
course
you
I
be
am.
like,
Of
one of those
course I
lame
am.
people that goes to court and they defend themselves? Do that, please.
Wait,
a really botched defence.
What is it called? What they called the where like they're saying, I believe in common law, that your laws don't. Is it sovereign citizen? I'll be a sovereign citizen.
Oh, it's something like
this.
that, yeah.
Yeah, come on then.
Honestly,
Come on then.
it's so
What
dumb.
you're gonna have to tell the story now. You can't just start and come on. What have you done?
Let me set this story up a little bit.
Okay, he's already an arsehole.
Starts off.
Absolutely.
Come on then.
Well, it starts off with me being really cheap. Do you ever guys ever seen a TV show called My Name Is Earl?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, love that show. Obviously, he wins a lottery ticket, doesn't he? And
and he tries to make everything better.
Wind. Yeah, and like this winning lottery ticket for like $1 million lands at his feet, and he looks at it and goes, "Wow, well, that happened to me." Like, and I couldn't believe it. Apart from it was better than £1 million. It was a Greg's coffee voucher with 9 stamps on it, so it was a free Greg's coffee voucher. And I saw this, and I was like, "Fucking right!" So, anyways, this coffee was at my. I was like, "Oh, that's great." Obviously, we're moving house and stuff like that at the moment. Money's tight. A free coffee goes a long way at the moment. Very nice.
Yeah.
So I decided that I would stop at a services. And as I was coming into the services, I looked and like it was. I'm trying to think which one it was. It was on the M1 northbound, and I could see that the truck. It was just chaos in the truck bays. I was like, "Oh, fuck it." So I could park somewhere, not in the greatest place, but trucks would get past me just before the fuel pumps. I thought, I'm just going to run in, grab a coffee, come back out again. That's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I run in, grab my free coffee. Very happy about that whole situation. Very happy about the whole situation there. Came back out, and there is a truck that's in front of me that's kind of going in towards the pumps, because I was just behind where the queue was for the fuel.
Okay.
Next to my truck, there was another truck with a driver with the window down. As I came up to it, he points at the truck in front and goes, "That guy's just taking your wing mirror off."
What?
And I look, and the wing mirror is just hanging off.
What, literally as you were inside the shop?
Inside the shop,
okay.
he's hit my mirror.
And someone's
cleaned
called
it off.
out, yeah.
Yeah, and this guy's... So anyways, I go up to the window of the guy, and he's not reacting like he's just hit something. He's just kind of just on his phone and doing stuff like that. So I knock on the door, and I'm like, you've hit my truck. And he's like, "Have I?" I'm like, "Yeah, mate, look at the side of your trailer. It's got a massive gouge in it. How could you not have heard that?" And he then looks around and goes, "Well, you shouldn't have been parked there."
What?
And I was like, but you've hit a stationary truck, mate. How have you not seen it?
Right, so where were you parked again?
So,
the what?
I was parked opposite the forecourt. Trucks can get past me just fine.
Yep.
There was enough room that basically there was like a meter on either side of a truck.
Because, I mean, you do have tendency to ditch your truck if you fit your sit. But, you know.
This is it. It is tipper rules. Now, don't get me wrong. The guy was correct. I
was just classing where you were. Okay. So, okay. Moving on. Okay, so he said you shouldn't have parked there, right?
The guy was technically correct. I shouldn't have parked there, but the reality was it was safe where it was. I took a picture.
There was room.
Showed it to a boss.
Get past. Okay.
There was plenty of room. Nothing, like no issues with this at all. But he's hit the truck, and he's then blaming me for parking where I've parked, and this starts escalating. And so I tried to kind of calm the situation down.
As you do.
And I tried to calm the situation down twice. And the guy was absolutely not letting off. And I even said, like, "Listen, mate, we all make mistakes. You know, it's one of them things. We all, like, you know, it's one of them things. It's easily done." No, absolutely. It was my fault. I should not have parked there at all. And the reason why he's hit me is because I'm parked there. But everyone else has got past me. Everyone else is getting past. Multiple trucks in this time have gone past me by this point. And it's not even like, do you know sometimes when they slow down a little bit?
Yeah.
And because they weren't doing that. There was no slowing down. They were going through it at that speed because there was plenty of room there. And so we started exchanging insurance details, stuff like that. And this guy is not letting up on this. He at one point he then goes. He says something along the lines of, "It's your kind that are the problem on the roads."
Tibberwankers, he's met a few of
you. So he's going like this, and then says,
"I mean, he's got a point."
ever since bulk tippers were allowed, and this and that and the other, but like the Class 1 tippers, and like basically saying, and he was having a fucking right do it.
Can I just point out, David's put in the chat, tall people and gingers. Perfect.
Possibly. Honestly, I don't know what it was, but basically he'd already made an assumption. I think he hit my truck on purpose.
Oh, what? To be like, why the fuck have you sat here, sort of thing?
To prove a point.
Wow.
And I think that I know for a fact that if the other guy hadn't pointed it out, he'd have happily sat there and pretended nothing
laughed
happened.
about it.
Yeah, but the fact is, there's a massive gouge in the trailer. You can see who's done it. Like, it is absolutely. I honestly, I was absolutely. So at the end of it, I tried to kind of calm the situation down again. I tried to do all of this, and I'm kind of there, and then he then starts having another do at me because I was parked in the wrong spot. And
wow!
At that point there, and this is one of the only times this has ever happened on the roads, I fully lost my temper with him. I fully lost my temper with him. And I was just like, listen, you absolute insufferable fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. Write the fucking email address. I'm going to fucking go. I'm fucking done with you. You are absolutely fucking insufferable. I cannot deal with you anymore. And he kept going. I kept saying to him, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Just write it down. I am fucking done with you. You absolute prick. Just write it down. At that point there, a planner messaged me and he says, how's everything going? And I said, if this guy doesn't shut the fuck up, I'm going to absolutely floor him. So that was my message my planner got.
Fair enough.
And he just pushed me beyond what I could. I tried with him so many times. He would not give up at all.
Wow.
So there you go. There's my story. And I will say I fully lost my cool with him.
Right, we can't
I can confirm that.
Yeah, we can't do an arsehole segment here. Okay, you genuinely were not the arsehole in this bit. Okay? Although I would like to see Timo try and persuade us that you're an arsehole. That would be interesting. We'll do that in a minute. But I just want to... I just want to hear, like... The fact he thought he was in the right... Like,
just very quickly, Colin, the coffee was okay.
That is a very priority thing. Yeah, that's a good thing. That would have been a arsehole, wouldn't it? Can you imagine if you lost your coffee too after all the excitement?
Tom phoned me. And he literally... I didn't get a hello or anything like that. I just got... I nearly decked someone. I was like, oh, hello.
That is how the conversation started, actually, what it was. Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Right, okay, brilliant. Gone well, then.
Was this dude intimidated by you, firstly? Because you are tall. Okay, we've established this before.
No. At one point,
he was just a douche,
the guy was like 5'6", something like that. I am nearly 7 foot, and the guy tried to square off with me at one point.
Oh, fucking fair play.
I was
not
fully
having that.
Done with the guy. Holy shit!
Put your hand on his head, just like, go on, mate, start it. So right, okay, so come on, he was in the wrong. Okay, you were stopped, stationary. He should not have hit you, or if you couldn't get past, he should have waited until you were gone. All right, it might have been annoying, but he should have waited, shouldn't he? Rather than hit you.
He said he'd parked behind me, thinking I was in the queue for fuel.
So he got pissed off.
He says he's got out, walked to my cab, seen I wasn't in, and then he's then come around me.
So he's lost his shit and he's rushed it because he's angry. Because you know when you get angry and you drive a bit faster and you feel like I shouldn't be doing this right now, but you do drive a bit faster and like frustration, get the fuck out of the way sort of thing. He's done that, hasn't he? He's just gone shot around
given
you,
his positioning,
completely ripped you out.
Given his positioning, I don't think that's correct.
No?
Given his positioning, I think, if I'm honest with you, I think he's hit it on purpose.
Wow.
That's genuinely what I think. I said that to my boss as well. I said, I'm pretty sure he's hit it on purpose to prove a point.
Wow. What a wanker.
Honestly, I was so done with the guy because the thing was, he first said he hadn't seen it. I'm sorry, but if you've taken the time to get out of your cab and go up to someone, you're paying attention to that vehicle. You're going around it. You're doing a slow maneuver around it.
Yeah.
So then to say that he hasn't seen it, and then to say, then to kind of kick up and say he's done it. I'm pretty sure he's.
It
hit,
sounds
hit
dodgy
on
then.
Purpose.
Yeah.
I was so. Like I genuinely, because what I do, I've got a tactic for angry people on the road. What I do is I do a reset, and I'm like, I'll say it right, okay, this, and this, and what I'll tend to do is I'll say like, listen, like what I said, listen, we all make mistakes. I did it. I've done this before. I've hit someone's wing mirror. It's one of them things. It happens. Let's just move on from it. Let's get some details. And then I did that, and he was like, right, but you shouldn't have been parked there. You just parked there because you're lazy and you can't be asked to walk 200 fucking yards. This is and this and this and this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, mate, when I came past the truck park, it was full. There was trucks everywhere. I'm just running in for a coffee and a quick piss. I'm just running in there. I was 2 seconds. Like, it's... but no. Kept going, and he was just insufferable.
Wow. You know what you should have done? You should have rammed him and said, "Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realise you were parked there. I'm so sorry."
No. Didn't see you.
I was...
He's already done the damage. You can just blame it on him. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure David next week will have some points for me, but.
Oh yeah, we'll
it's
bring
a
it
new
up
level
again.
for David on his game, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. It's not. Well, I'll have read that. There's a message that's just come through just now.
Oh, I was literally about to read that, but yeah, I'll butcher it. You do it.
You're
okay, so Chocomarty, yeah?
Yeah, the Chocomarty one.
He says, I did feel a bit of an arsehole today, although technically didn't do anything wrong. Backed into a spot at a services for a 45 next to another truck on his break. Then between that time, a truck just dumped his truck in the middle of the truck park. The truck next to me has finished his 45 and had to wait for him, for me, it says, for nearly 15 minutes before he could get out. Oh, that's shit.
You're not an arsehole at all.
Yeah, you're not the arsehole there. But you would feel like it, wouldn't you? Because if someone's not concentrating, you look like you're in the way. And
I've had that before when I've stopped. I've stopped in a proper designated bay. And
is this doing your bin chicken work?
Yeah, I stopped in random services. Another class 2 stopped behind me, and then an Arctic stopped behind him. And the one behind me was only on a 15, and I was on a 45. And he come up, can you move? And I was like, no, mate. I said, I've got 12 minutes.
Oh, no.
You might as well hang it out.
Yeah,
I did feel like a knob. But what can I can, I could have pulled into a coach bay, but that's not a designated bin chicken bay.
Do you know what? I've had it before where I've been waiting to get in a building site and they can't let you in. So you're like, well, like I've got to pull over somewhere. I may as well quickly stick it on 15 while I need to take it. So I've done it before, and then you put it on 15 and you sat there out of the way as best you can be. But obviously, unbeknown to me, I'm right next to a pub, and a guy comes around the corner in his pub vehicle. It was a lorry. I think it was delivering stuff.
Pub vehicle.
I was delivering beers.
A delivery truck, you mean?
Yes.
The pub had a delivery.
I had a delivery. And he comes round and he's like, gets out and he's like, can you move, mate? I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm on break. I've literally got like 5 minutes left. And then he, without delay, he just kicks cars. Who the fuck parks here for a fucking break? You know, what the fuck are you trying to driver sort of thing? And it's just like, whoa, sorry. But like some people just jump to the assumption that you're just a dickhead and just going to abandon shit wherever you can. It's like, no, I'm waiting to get in there. I can't get in there. So while I'm waiting, I've put it on brake. And they don't give you time to explain, and then you end up having. I had to move in the end for this guy.
The reason
I don't want to be a dickhead.
But it's that same thing as that guy was like, it's you lot. It's an automatic thing, and I hate to say it, but we have the 3 types that are the top of that list: tippers, skips, and bin chickens. All 3 of them, we're basically it's like we're picked on by the other drivers. Yeah, that's what's happened.
If I park in a lorry park and there's spaces all around me, no one tends to park around me because they think my lorry smells.
I mean, that's a good thing. Quite nice. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I used to like going in the shop when after I'd been horse riding or something, because I'd stink, or been like lambing, I'd stink. And I'd walk around like, yeah, everyone's staying clear of me, fuck yeah.
It's like it just opens up in front of you, and
yeah, everyone just, and then you can see people around you go, what's that smell? And you're like, it's sheep uterus essence.
Oh, that's great. Wow.
That's a whole thing, apparently.
That's another thing right there.
Delicious. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Tom?
Love me some sheep uterus.
Well, I think on sheep uterus, I think on that note...
Have I ruined it? Right,
I think that's all we have time and all I want to hear this week. I don't want to go any further. I don't think we can go any further. That is the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't listened, then you didn't hear about sheep uteruses. We shall see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting you to come out with that.